part of the coaching, when the coaches are working with teachers, how much of the focus is on interaction of the teacher and student, and how much of it in kind of their own presentation and knowledge of the material? What do you see of the focal point?
Well, for us, what drives the whole coaching process is a student-focused goal. What we've seen is when we have a teacher-focused goal, like I want to learn how to use more graphic organizers, or I ask a different kind of question, or I want to do gradual release in my classroom, or I'm going to do more modeling, or any number of different things. We haven't seen as high a quality implementation, and we haven't seen sustainability. Mm-hmm. That is, people try it out for a while and then they drop the ball. But if they set a goal where they say, I want my kids to write well-organized paragraphs, and they learn some strategies to help the kids write well-organized paragraphs, and the kids hit the goal, there's real motivation in hitting the goal, and they sustain it, is kind of what our experience has shown us. So, and part of that is sometimes what we focus on is the activities of the students. Mm-hmm. And the video is helpful because it'll reveal things we don't see. One of my colleagues, Sharon Thomas, says every time I watch video of my lesson, and she's watched a lot, she says, I think it's going to be one thing, but it ends up being something else. She says it's like a Hitchcock movie. When you watch Hitchcock, you focus on this one character, you think that's where it's going to happen, then pretty quickly you realize, oh, the real story here is something else. And she said that's what it's like for her to do it. One of the ways we've used video that's been helpful is it's helped us realize that what the teacher thought the problem was is not what it really is. So, for example, one of the people we work with, and we work with small groups of coaches and teachers, and our biggest studies in the last few years have been first in Beaverton, Oregon, then Othello, Washington. And the teacher was an elementary teacher, and if the kids didn't get their work done, they had to stay in over recess and keep working on their work and over lunch. And 75% of the kids were staying in over lunch, and they weren't getting their work done. So they thought the kids were off task, but really the problem was that the kids didn't understand the expectations. So when they watched the video, they realized, and they listened to what the kids were saying in the small groups, what the kids were saying was, what are we supposed to be doing here? So once she just got really clear on the expectations and went around and reinforced every group, the kids were racing. So that is an example of one of the things we wouldn't know what to do without the video.
One of the biggest feedbacks we got around 2014, 2015 was, it's a great tools that you guys created, but we need to hear more of what the students are doing. And it's an interesting, because you still have some hesitancy today in recording video of students. And we have, this is kind of like a whole separate topic that we can chat a little bit. But a lot of them want to hear what the students are saying. They want to hear the conversation, as you mentioned, in the small group. You know, a lot of actually teachers found it very useful to even understand the dynamics in these groups after they give the assignment. There are strong students that take control over the whole situation and drive everyone, and then there's lots of them that are losing their voice because of kind of the dynamics of how the group was put together. And some teachers are really great about seeing that and absorbing it on their own. But lots of them, there's lots of things going on in the classroom. They have to pay attention to a lot of different things, and they're missing out those moments of insight into the workings of the students. So video and audio and the tools that kind of we created in the latest iteration of the products really focuses them on any individual group they want to focus. We're able to capture multiple individual groups and then present the tools for the teacher. Say, if you just want to hear what that small group did for the entirety of the recording session, you can, and you can really understand what was the dynamics in those students.
Yeah, we had a person we work with, and she video recorded the class, and she watched the video, and what she discovered was the kids were working together really well. She said, I didn't realize how encouraging and supportive they were. And so she was able to come back to the kids the next day and say, I just want to tell you, when I watched the video, this is what I saw. So it doesn't all have to be negative. You know, of course. I'll admit, when you watch the video, you go off and you say, well, this has to change and that has to change. But sometimes what you see is you just say, we just need more of this. This is a really good thing. How can we get more of this good thing?